Hi, this is Bill Watkins. Thanks for taking time to look into the Word of God with me. We've been talking about marriage and whether or not you should marry under the present distress, and that's what Paul has been talking about. But listen to what he says now about mixed marriages, where one partner is a Christian and the other partner isn't. But to the rest, say I, not the Lord. In other words, God hasn't given me a specific command on this, but this is my best judgment. If a brother has a wife who does not believe and she's willing to live with him, let him not divorce her. And a woman who has a husband who does not believe, if he's willing to live with her, let her not divorce him. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Otherwise your children would be unclean, but now they are holy. But if the unbeliever departs, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but God has called us to peace. For how do you know, O wife, whether you will save your husband? And how do you know, O husband, whether you will save your wife? Here's the point that he's making. There were those in the early church that said that a Christian could not be married to a non-Christian. Paul said no. The fact is, you are sometimes married to a non-Christian. If that person is willing to live with you, you live with them. Your children are holy. What does that mean? It means that this is a marriage understood by God. Your children are not illegitimate. Your children are really your children, and it's because you are married, not just in the sight of the world, but married in the sight of God. So don't try to put them away simply because they are not Christians. On the other side of that, if they cannot live with you as a Christian, and there were many who could not, then he says, if they depart, let them depart. You're not under bondage in such cases, but God has called us to peace. What does that mean? The God's not going to condemn you that your spouse leaves you because you're a Christian. Does that give you the right to remarry? Well, no, it does not. But it does mean that God won't hold you accountable for not fulfilling the marital responsibilities that you have. More than that, if you stay with that spouse, he says, you may save that spouse. And that's a wonderful thought. It may be their salvation that you stay married to them. That's the advice of Paul, and I believe it's the inspired advice of God. Thanks for watching.